So today I will try to build a state machines to process a loop job. So what I process is I will sit, it means I generate some random data, for example 10 items, 20 items into DynamoDB tables, and then I make a loops. Each time I read one items and I process the items, and then I pop or I delete the items, and I keep doing until the list is empty. So there are two interesting things here. One is the get item from DynamoDB. I don't need lambda function because that function already have a built-in function, a built-in task to get item from DynamoDB. The second interesting thing is I need to keep track a list of 10 items IDs, and then each time I pop and when the list is empty and I can finish the task. So I need to pass the list around several tasks, and that's it. So let's jump in the code to do it. I'm a fan of CDK, so I I want to do it in CDK. So we can review it a bit. We create a table, we create a lambda function which generate some random data into the table, and then we create tags for our state machines. The first tag is invoke lambda function to generate data, and then uh, DynamoDB get item from DynamoDB, and then pop list and then condition. Let me delete all. So first I make a table, and the partition key, name, and type. Okay, let me load the code. I need to import path. Okay, and I will grant table grant read and write to this line of function. Now we need to create a step function tags. The first one is sysdata tags. Step function. This one is invoke a lambda. So we need to specify let me check. Yeah, so far so good. And the next tags. The next tag is a read get one item from DynamoDB table. Read next item. This is the built-in, so we don't need lambda function. Let me check this one. Get item. Okay, so we specify the table, which table, and the key. So now I hard code every time I just get one item every time. So I give the message ID DynamoDB attribute values from string. So this is not good because it is hard code get message number one every time. Okay, but I test it. So after get one item, I need to pop the list of item ID. Okay, so this one I need to check. Let me copy and paste that. I already have the reference code, so let me copy and paste this one. Okay, next one is a condition. Okay, and then now we definition of the state machine. So we see tags and next. Next we check the condition. condition loop, and then we check when. So when or let me check it. Okay, let me copy. I already prepared some code, so let me copy and explain. Okay, so we have the definition of the state machines. First, we seed the database, randomly generate some data, and then we check the condition loop. We check the list. If it's empty, then we're finished. Otherwise, each time we'll read one item from the list and then come back the condition check. Okay, when we run it, we will see this line more clearly. So now I think that's it. We need to create a lambda function. So let me copy the lambda function. So what it does is quite simple. It just randomly generate 10 items, 10 message item into the message table. That's it. And I think now we can synthesize it. Let's check. I think I forget something. I think the table name, I need to pass the table name into lambda variables. So because this function need to know which table, right? The table name. So we need to pass table name as the environment variable. Let me check, is that correct? Yeah, correct. In here, yeah, we access by table name or as environment table name, so that's why we need this. Okay, looks good. Anything else? I think that's it. We have a table lambda to seed the data, and then step function, and then a task to read one item from DynamoDB, and then update the list, and then the loop condition. Okay. Okay. Now let me deploy it. We have to wait a bit. It takes a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. So now it's creating the stack, this one, and we're waiting for the state machine. Let me review any issues. So first we generate 10 items from the lambda function right to DynamoDB, and then we have the condition loop. When the list of 10 items is not yet empty, we get one item from DynamoDB. We pop or delete the item from the list. We check the condition, and that's it. So it loop 10 times to process each item. This is from the official document examples. They have another step. Let me show you. This one. So I follow this example, but I don't have this step for each items. They send the item message to SQS, but I ignore this step. Okay, now it's finished. Let's go to StepFunction state machine. Okay, so here is our state machine. New execution, and let's see any errors. Oh, no errors. So what it is not yet finished yet. It's kind of a loop. It loop several times. Yeah. So let's see what happened in here. So we have a message 1 2 3 until done. Okay. So when we see this one, it's gonna be finished. Okay. What is this one? Just take. In my case, I always get one message, the message number 1, and then I update the list now empty. So I need to update my code a bit, because now the list is empty, but it's not yet finished. It's kind of unknown state. So let me check what happened. Let me check from my reference code. Okay, so this is a read next. I need to update the result path in here. Update it. We also can update from here. We can go to the state machine and JSON and edit it, but I don't want that. So wait a bit for the CDK and cloud formation update it. Let me okay. And let me check this step get item. Okay, and let's try again. Okay, so this time we finished the job. Okay, so we got 10 messages from DynamoDB table we see, and then condition the loop, and the loops contain done. And when the loop contain done, I check the condition I finished. Each time I process one item and one item. This is message number 9. Okay. Okay, so that's it.